Hello, Tangent Lovelies. Bet you didn't expect to hear me before the episode. Ethan from the future here. Full disclosure, this episode was the first time that we had attempted to record Tangent in person, and we had a little bit of a struggle with setting up the mics initially. We thought we'd solved it, however, it does seem like there is a bit of crackliness throughout this episode. So I just wanted to come here. We don't want to deprive you because we feel like it was a really good recording session. And our guest on this episode is absolutely amazing. But just a pre-warning and very sorry about the fact that there is a bit of crackliness on here. We promise the next time that we record in person, we're going to figure out a different solution. But either way, enjoy the episode and take care. Tangent. Tangent.
Hello and welcome to Tangent. I'm Brandon Ilsley.
And I'm Ethan Leith.
And if you haven't listened to this podcast before, the whole point of it is that we get a random word or phrase and then discuss said word or phrase, seeing whatever tangent we may go on.
Mm-hmm.
As always, you can find Tangent on any other place you find podcasts, and you can listen to Tangent at tangent.buzzsprout.com. And if you'd like to submit your own prompts, you can do so by emailing us, at tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com or at Instagram, which is at going_on-a-tangent, and send us a message on there. Also, today is a very special episode because we have a very special, not so special guest.
Yes. Also, this is our first episode in person. We're going through the great lengths of trying to figure out how we can attach two mics to my computer, which is great. But do you want to introduce our special guest?
I feel like our special. Introduce yourself, special guest.
Hello, my name's Theo.
Yeah.
I'm the special, not so special guest, and I'm coming to you from the corner of my own bedroom.
just to stop audio from being awful.
We've got actor, writer,
Drag queen,
fool, professional rat, Theo Miniukes here with us today.
And for the record, so that my surname can actually be heard pronounced correctly. Not that you've known me for 3 years. Is Minix.
I swear at some point you told me it was Miniukes.
No, you are just reading it by sight. It has a silent U.
Mini-ukes, like mini-UKs.
I mean, that's how we get people to spell it.
What,
mini like a Cooper, mini UK like United Kingdom, S for September.
Yeah.
You can tell I've said that a lot.
That's a good. Also, we have to point out that Theo, to our knowledge currently, is our biggest fan.
Oh yeah, I've got your like push notifications on. I get like a little pop-up on my phone whenever a new episode's uploaded.
Yeah, take that, Ben Payne from episode 5.
Suck it, Ben.
We've got a new biggest fan.
I feel like we should just say everyone that comes on is our biggest fan, because it makes us sound like we're more popular than we are, actually. So
I was the one that noticed you guys had a star rating before you guys noticed.
Yeah, we had no idea. Or at least I had no idea.
I knew. I've contributed to the star rating.
No, yeah,
Same. 5 stars.
Right. You gave it 5 stars, but Ethan said to me, he was like, "I'm giving it 1 star because having perfect 5 stars is suspicious." I just think it just means you're just that good.
Yeah, I felt like it made us look a little bit more suspicious if we were full 5 stars, so I rated it 1 star. So now we're 4.9 stars, which I feel like is somewhat more believable.
So if you're hearing this, everyone listening, just go and rate us 1 star.
No.
Yeah, just rate us 1 star from now on, and then we'll tell you to switch it afterwards.
No, don't do that.
Anyway, how are you, Theo? Have you been up to anything interesting as of late?
I'm all right. I've been mainly just working a lot, but I've been seeing lots of live music and getting paid for it. But yeah, besides that, not that much going on. I've got to ask though, how are you, Brandon?
Oh, thank
Since
you.
Ethan always forgets.
Ethan always forgets. He has to have a reminder on his phone to ask me how I am. I'm great. Thank you for asking, Theo.
I'm good too. How are you? Sorry,
Sorry, you peaked there. Sorry. Yeah, I've not been up to much either. We've come down to sunny Brighton to record this episode.
And it actually is sunny today. It's been disgusting up until like today.
Yeah, that's true.
The roads became rivers. There was like a current going down the main road because there was so much rain. It was
pretty nasty.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. How are you, mate? Are you gonna say how you are? Or?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna sit in the corner.
How are you, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for asking, rather than Brandon asking me. It's the face of pure anger. Pure unadulterated rage. But yeah, I'm doing good. I mean, so this will come out quite a bit later than episode 8, but this is literally like 2, 3, 5 days after we recorded episode 8. So not much has changed from then.
Yeah.
I spent the weekend in London, and yeah, I've not got much going on.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're going to travel back in time, really. Like episode 8 and then episode 9 is going to come out, and people are going to be like, "Oh, so this is after that," and then 10 is going to be before 9.
Yes,
we're like Star Wars sequels.
Yes, that is true. And somehow Theo returned. Oh my god! What is that? Oh no, not that hole! I'm scared. Whoa! No, please, no. What's that?
So that's what it sounds like in real life.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Yeah.
It just means it's time for the...
Theo, you got a prompt for us?
Oh my god, I do.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. Go on.
I do. I hate to say it, but my own prompt has come back to bite me in the arse. I thought you were going to have to suffer through this without me. I feel regret. My prompt is one word. The word vor.
Yeah. As soon as we saw that prompt come through on Instagram from you, we both were like, should we just make that? We deliberated not giving you the choice of prompt and making you choose that prompt. But you've chosen the prompt yourself. So yeah. You could have done anything.
We've actually not pushed you to throw that prompt.
No, I reckon it would be funny though.
So, Ethan, what are your views on 4?
Yeah. Well, do people know what it is first?
Oh
yes,
we should discuss.
I do know what vor is, but you've bought it. Do you want to describe it for us
in great detail?
In great detail.
Yeah.
Vor is a sexual fetish. It's really popular online, often amongst like people that illustrate manga and hentai and things. And it is being sexually aroused by either consuming someone or being consumed whole. No chewing, gulp down, unhinged jaw like a snake. And people look at that and they're like, yeah.
Does it always have to be a jaw? I thought like sometimes it could be just like just a hole of like some description, like if it looks like a sphincter. Just
no, I think it's actually the act of like being eaten, like consumed whole. Or I don't know if that's because I've like also inappropriately used it. If I'm just like ravenous and I've eaten something really quickly, I'll be like, avoid that sandwich.
Oh no!
I
Oh, that is
harrowing, right?
that's so cursed.
That combines like food, like being sexually aroused by food as well.
No, yeah,
Like,
it's
like a whole. Oh, shit, sorry, technical difficulties. God, you were going to say something.
I've lost my train of thought after
Voring
Theo told us
sandwich.
that he vores sandwich.
It'd be like that sometimes.
When you do like egg and soldiers, it's like a whole new, like the actual people, like just.
No, yeah, like. But again, the key thing that is different because some people get turned on by like cannibalism and things, but it's nothing to do with that. It's not actually about like the eating. No chewing is involved for it to be vor. It's eaten whole.
Mm.
I don't
Like a snake.
exactly. That's why I mentioned like the jaw unhinging, like a snake.
I once had a friend. One of my first exposures to vor was
Ethan had a quotations.
Ethan got vored.
I got vored IRL, gone wrong, gone sexual. Hashtag Mario Prego.
No.
Hashtag pregnant Perry the Platypus.
Oh god, sometimes I wish there was more internet censorship.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Well, I was gonna say I don't know about that, but then that makes me sound like I'm in support of just letting anything be on the internet, which very much
The
not.
thing is like people are going to put weird shit on the internet, whether or not it's allowed or not. There's a reason why the dark web thrives, and
But that's such an interesting thing as well. It's like the dark web,
Dark weg.
the dark web exists,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if we see this shit on just regular internet, like the dark web's just like fucked up, man.
No, yeah, it's like
Obviously, I know it's mainly I know the pedophilic kiddie porn and shit,
oh my
bestiality.
god, yeah.
But like, imagine all of the other fucked up shit that's like not as, if I say not as popular, not as widely known.
Yeah,
that's
not
on
as
the
like
dark
discussed about. Yeah.
web. Yeah, like that's got to be some fucked up shit on.
No, yeah, and when you think about like the generation that we're the generation that like people our age, like when we were like 10 years old, people were finding like cartel beheadings on like YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
Best gore and all them like shock sites and stuff. That's the reason I am the way I am
I was
today.
going to say, wow, Theo, you know a lot about this. Actually, you've got quite.
I had like a full morbid curiosity about like there's even still like YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to where they talk about like debunking fake like snuff films on YouTube and stuff. Because actually one of the most famous ones is Theo's about to talk about 9 Inch Nails again. For the promotion for 9 Inch Nails EP, Trent Reznor made like a fake snuff film and it fully got like banned and only just recently got like put back up on the internet. And it was like a combination of a bunch of music videos, but like the through line was it was a guy filming a snuff film, and it was just like Trent Reznor being a fucked up little guy making a weird little movie, but everyone was like, "Whoa, pal, you've gone too far with this one."
That reminds me with the through line. That reminds me of is it Into the Closet? No, not Into the Closet. What's that?
What the fuck are you talking about?
The
That
Trapped
just
in the Closet. Is it Trapped?
Oh my god! Yes.
the name rings familiar.
Okay. We will preface this by saying fuck R. Kelly.
Oh no, because you two have like riffed on this before
Yeah.
at your uni house.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. It's baffling. So the album of Trapped in the Closet. And if anybody's seen Weird Al Yankovic's version of this, Stuck in the Drive-Thru, it's essentially almost uncannily similar. Like you can tell he's trying to do something serious, but it's so stupid because I can't remember. I think me and you, Brandon, were on our way to a film shoot, which was one where we sat around for 6 hours, and then they went, "We've run out of time. Can you come back tomorrow?"
About that.
Yeah, they were like, "Can you come back tomorrow?"
Was that the one in London?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it was on my way down to that. that I decided, I was bored. I wanted to listen to something new. And so I just searched up. I think I was thinking of Stuck in the Drive-Thru. And so I searched up, like, what was that inspired by?
Mhm.
And through that, I found Trapped in the Closet. And it's baffling. So people have made diagrams just to decrypt the sequence of events that's happening.
Drugs are wild.
Yeah. He was fully on.
I don't know what
something.
he was on. A cocktail.
Yeah, probably. Have you watched Trapped in the Closet? Have you seen it? Have you listened to it?
I have a bit, but I'll be honest, when I think about it, I actually think about both of you doing a rendition of it in the kitchen. It's after like D&D, I think. And we were all just like a little bit stir crazy. And I missed the beginning of the conversation. And suddenly I was like, what are you two doing?
It's just because, so as far as I can decrypt, the storyline is that essentially it starts with a guy that's trapped in that's getting off with a girl who turns out to be married. He gets in the closet, and then that woman's
husband comes back.
Husband comes back, and he's in the closet and he's got a gun and he's about to shoot the guy, and he comes out of the closet, and so the guy, like, it's this whole story of this guy who's also a policeman realizing that no, wait, oh god,
because you've missed the whole part about the guy who's getting off with the girl at the beginning also has a partner, and doesn't he then go back to that partner, and that's where the whole comes out of the cupboard bit happen?
Do you know there's a wiki page for this? I feel like there must be like a wiki page. There's wiki pages for everything.
Let's look for the diagram for Trapped in the Closet, because it is like, it's a series of different people who are all cheating on each other, and there's a midget prostitute as well, which spawns our favorite line, which is the
This is the one that's like actually seared into my mind.
Yeah. She's approaching the closet.
Gets closer to the closet.
Now he's at the closet.
He's gonna open the closet.
Now pause the movie here, because the next thing I'm about to say is so damn twisted. Not only in the closet was there a man, but that man was a midget. And in the video rendition of this, he slowly fades back into the closet as the closet.
I think I completely missed that there was. I don't know why I didn't consider that there'd be like a whole music video.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely hilarious, because basically it has all these characters, and just for this bit, R. Kelly just steps in the freeze frame and then fades back into the closet, because it's all done in like a series of kind of vignettes. The music is the same the whole way through. It's just the same.
So is this like an entire album? Is it like one song that is like half an hour long?
It's so the TV runtime, was 42 minutes long, and then it's been edited on the internet to 39 minutes long. It had a budget of $750,000. And that's only it's called Trapped in the Closet, chapters 23 to 33.
Oh no, that's the after. So what? Well, there's the other chapter. There's all the way. There are 33 parts to this song, so that's just 23 to 33 that has that runtime.
I'm trying to find the story. It's okay. Let me tell you what just Google gives to me. Ready? So, plot. Each chapter follows the storyline that continues throughout the series. Kelly voices the role of the song's protagonist, Sylvester, who wakes up after a one-night stand with a woman. As he prepares to leave, however, the woman's husband returns and Sylvester is forced to hide in the closet.
So the thing about that whole thing is R. Kelly doesn't just voice the main protagonist. R. Kelly voices everybody, including a southern woman that he starts to sing in a slightly feminine southern accent.
Are we talking like a Blanche Dubois, like attempt at some upper class southern dame, or like full like redneck?
No. You're giving it too much credit. You're giving it's not that in depth.
It just sounds vaguely. You can tell what he's doing.
Does it just sound like offensive to someone?
Potentially. I mean, I don't know if it's enough of an accent to even be classed as offensive. Like,
Okay, right. The audience isn't going to see this, right? But Theo, I'm about to show you the diagram for these 33 chapters and the storyline.
Okay.
You're not going to believe this is a music video.
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's more in depth than the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. Like I say.
No, yeah. When I say that the thing that I was just shown, the only thing that I think rivals in complexity is when Marvel started going like batshit with the multiverse and also fired their continuity team, and people were attempting to like make flowcharts to like track all the different timelines and overlap and stuff. Except it's just an R. Kelly video music project.
Everyone that's listening to this, just go check it out. Just have a little listen.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah, it's up to you.
if you are going to, don't give R. Kelly any money.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve it.
No.
He's been a naughty boy, and to say the least, to put it nicely. So don't give him money.
Naughty boys don't deserve money.
That is typically how it goes. But yeah, I mean, that whole thing with like the Marvel multiverse, because the multiverse as a concept can be quite interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the problem is once you open something up to the multiverse, it effectively makes almost, if there's an infinite number of different things, unless the thing you're facing is of multiverse scale, it makes everything prior effectively meaningless.
No, yeah, really dwarfs all of the scope and the scale of any threats that might happen.
Yeah, because there is always a parallel universe to every single Marvel film where the good guys lost. And equally, there's like if there's an infinite number of infinitesimally small differences that create parallel universes, then there's going to be parallel universes where there's stalemates, and even when they win, there's parallel universes where they don't win, and when they lose, there's parallel universes where they win. So nothing matters.
Yes, I get. I. This is the problem with doing movies based off of comic books. In comics, the whole point of comics is that you have an endless amount of stories you can tell, and
Yeah.
different versions of those stories, and different versions of. And in fairness, Marvel's done a very good job at ripping off a lot of DC things. They didn't do the multiverse well. DC has had to retcon their multiverse like 3 or 4 times, but the way that DC retcon their multiverse is they go and destroy it all, start again from 1, right? Which makes things a lot easier to track. Marvel just go, oh, that one didn't work. Let's just open up a new multiverse, and like that's going to be that one now. So Marvel have a larger one.
No, it's completely sprawling.
But yeah, 1 second. But like, yeah, what I was saying is the reason why it's harder with movies is because movies work a lot better to tell a story when they're more grounded. The reason why like Iron Man through to Infinity War worked is because it built up its grandiose scale. Now you've added in the multiverse, which is sort of as grand as it could get. It's now, like you say, all ultimately nothing, because there's always a different version. I think the movies need to go back to telling the human stories and leave the ridiculousness to the comics completely.
Exactly that. But with that, the other thing that I feel like Marvel's really lost the plot with is that when it was, I'd say probably like pre-2017 Marvel, if I missed 1 or 2 movies that came out in the cinema, I could go to the next movie and enjoy it by itself. Like, they were never anything like overly complex. But if you were like going to watch Iron Man, when the first Iron Man came out, that was a standalone movie. If you wanted to watch the first Avengers movie, you didn't necessarily have to have seen like Captain America or even Iron Man, because it existed by itself. Now, too much of it, it's like, well, you have to have your Disney Plus subscription and you have to have watched these 3 seasons and understand these 72 Easter eggs to understand the implication that this one character actually isn't human. And then they fired the continuity team.
Yeah. I mean, so going back slightly, and then I do have something to say on that as well, is that I think one movie franchise, and I'll say this was a little spoilers as possible because it came out quite recently, it's not really a spoiler at all, but so Into the Spider-Verse, the new one, does it amazingly by making the struggle one that's personal to Miles. It's not about the rest of the world. The struggle that is in that universe is Miles' own story. So it doesn't matter about any other multiverses because we're just focusing on one person.
No, yeah, and that's going to be the thing that grounds any movie that has like ridiculous scope and scale to it and insane stakes.
Yeah, and also, you know, on the whole, like I think another symptom of, you know, that whole thing about you have to watch everything before you're able to kind of go into other things is it means that, you know, as you said, every movie that you watched previously was a standalone movie, so you could enjoy it in its own right as a movie, and you know, it in the background built up to things, but now it's like there's this sense of they never really resolved the story at the end of the film.
No,
Every
it's just
story
open.
is left unresolved. New random characters. You know, I really liked the first bit of WandaVision for how different and unique it was. But as soon as we got into the territory where it's just regular Marvel and they're adding in random characters, it's like I lost interest, you know?
No, yeah, to be
Yeah.
fair, I don't think I've watched like a Marvel movie since I think I decided to stop going when actually all the way back when the first Doctor Strange came out.
Whoa. That's long.
That was
2016.
2017, I think. Around then, like
Yeah,
mid 2010s. And that was actually partially because I was still really annoyed that Sherlock was what it was, and I thought Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent is shit.
What? He's gotten better.
I'm not better enough for how long he's been doing it.
In all fairness, if you want to watch like a recent, so obviously all the recent Marvel films, we're just shit on Marvel at this point. All the recent Marvel films have been a bit shit, right?
Yes.
Quantumania was as a comic book fan, was a massive disappointment. The way that they're portraying Kang the Conqueror is just making me sick, and I'm like, I can't be asked for this. Maybe they'll fix it with Loki season 2. Maybe, but Loki season 1 wasn't good enough for me to really care.
No, that was the most recent Marvel thing I watched. I watched that with Eli at uni, and I got halfway through when I noticed I was like, the only people of color in this entire series are all the villains.
I hadn't even noticed that, but that's
Even the people
even
that get
worse.
like possessed.
But so like the thing for me with Loki was I really like Loki as a character, but what they did is they took Loki, for some reason they went from ages ago and they took him from that point, and then they go, oh shit, we have a villain. Okay, how do we make him into a good guy immediately when that doesn't need to be the whole journey? Could be because we've never really got a look at Loki's journey. Like it happened, like we kind of saw Loki becoming more of a protagonist, but it was always like it was always kind of in the background. So what would have been cool is have Loki then get to see him become a protagonist again, but from his perspective, you know?
Yeah.
From this different version of Loki, instead of just showing him a film and then he just goes through all the stages that he went through before, and then it's like, oh, now I'm cool again, and it's like what? But no, okay, a recent Marvel film, and I mean recent, that is still top tier, and I think is actually the perfect end to a trilogy that you don't need to watch any of the other films for, really. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I haven't watched that.
Volume 3 is still a very human, like it's very grounded, emotional storytelling about people recovering from grief and loss and getting over their trauma to become a better person. That's Volume 3's like overarching story. That's not spoilers to say, but like it's still really you don't need the multiverse for it. They exist outside of all the other things that are happening. It's just about this one family trying to get over what happened to them in Infinity War and like still be there for each other, and like they're failing. It's really, I think it's still really good. I think James Gunn has made the best trilogy within the Marvel films.
The Guardians of the Galaxy is really good at being self-contained and still fitting in the broader series.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, there's so much, especially in the more recent Marvel as well, where I feel like things get resolved way too quickly as well. Like simultaneously, things are left unresolved so that they can go further, but it's all very surface level things. Like you think about, like, you know, Loki,
part of why we watch heroes in any film, or most like stories, are actually about overcoming, your own self.
Yeah.
You think about, um, Iron Man and all, um, and these things where it's, he goes through simultaneously. He's a billionaire playboy who sells weapons to terrorists, who then becomes a kind of good guy. And then at the end, the reason it's so satisfying is because we've seen that at the beginning, he wasn't a good person. And by the end, he makes the ultimate sacrifice by laying down his life to do the snap. And that's why this thing is compelling. Whereas we have all these things like, America Chavez going, oh, she just needed to believe in herself a little bit. That was her problem. It's like there's no satisfying through line, like you could have America Chavez do something like maybe she's way overconfident in herself and has to learn to like bring it back, or maybe she's not very confident, but that needs to be the whole through line of the film. It needs to not be happenstance that actually the last Doctor Strange film is actually America Chavez's journey just in the background.
Marvel, the recent Marvel, has started to suffer from the Spider-Man 3 syndrome.
Yeah.
They've got too many characters in the one film. It's you like I agree. Multiverse of Madness. Doctor Strange could have access to the multiverse by himself or through chasing Scarlet Witch. You don't need to have this MacGuffin woman appear to then go, oh, this is how he does it, and then goes, oh, by the way, she has her own journey within this film that we somehow need to fit into a 2.5-hour time frame. It's like you can have her appear in one of your many series that also explore the multiverse, where she can get her own, like you say, like her own thing. Marvel needs to start reining it back into the characters that are named in the titles and telling their story in a very simplistic way. But yeah,
that's the thing that I think actually going to DC, the most recent Batman movie, did really well, was balancing the amount that the different characters appeared in it, because you felt like you were dipping into something that was already established when how you're introduced to Selena Kyle, and it's like, oh, her boss is Penguin, she's working at the Iceberg Lounge, and then you figure out that Riddler is the villain, which I'm still reeling from, that they actually managed to make Riddler scary, because he historically has been an annoyance. He has, right? Like whenever he comes up in like the Arkham games, and it's just like, hello, Batman, it is I, Edward Nygma, and it's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
I admittedly, anytime I hear Edward Nygma, all I can think of is Edward Ligma. Nygma balls.
Beat me to it.
But yeah, no, completely. I think, and I think this is Marvel's thing of like going, we need to set up another Infinity War, because that's effectively what they're trying to do with Kang, and that's the problem is what they've stopped doing is making individual films, and they're like, how can we set up as many other points of things we can make as possible, and it all needs to be interconnected, and not in the background. It all needs to be interconnected in the foreground, because I think America Chavez is getting her own TV show or her own film.
Oh Christ! It's all
like all of them are coming back at some point in a property. Like everyone that's been introduced, but it's kind of like it's just trying to set up another Infinity War rather than being movies in their own right.
Yeah, it's constantly trying to like one up itself, and it's always comparing itself to itself.
See, this is so. I knew that post Infinity War, Marvel would run out of storylines to follow through. The only one they got is Secret War, and they have wasted it so wholly, just shat all over it with the Nick Fury TV show, which was, I haven't seen it.
I've only
I've
seen the
watched clips,
billboards,
and it's just they took something that could have been earth shattering for the Marvel universe, just like post snap, fuck ton of the heroes are Skrulls, but yeah, they've.
Yeah,
let's take a pause, because there are dickheads on bikes that like to prove that they've got tiny penises by revving at the red light.
Are they coming through? Oh yeah.
I actually hate them so much. There was one point where literally everyone on the street like all rallied together and turned around and started making like fake motorbike noises. Like normally people just ignore it when shit like that happens and goes about really Britishly.
Mhm.
This happened, and it was everyone on the street going. It was so funny. And the lights turned. Give them a minute. They're going down
Yeah,
a straight line to the seafront.
All right, cool. All right, they're gone.
Yep.
But anyway, it's kind of throwing me off my chain of thought, to be fair. But like, basically, when it first started, I said that Marvel would run out of storylines, and I'm a DC fanboy, and so I was like, DC just need to wait. They have so many more stories, have so much more
Mhm.
complex characters and interesting characters. They just need to wait. But then they messed it up with all that shit. But yeah.
Although, can the menace that is Ezra Miller be removed, please? And can he not put babies in microwaves?
They're a menace. They're an unstoppable menace.
It is. I mean, I'm just sort of happy that the Flash movie. Look, Flash is my favorite character, and then like they did
That's
Flashpoint,
rough.
but the best part of Flashpoint wasn't the Flash. You know what I mean? And how are you making a Flash movie where the best part of it is Batman? Come on, DC.
Do better.
Yeah, grow up. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, Theo, have you enjoyed our conversation about Vor?
And yeah, I'm glad that we delved away from that as quick as we did.
Yeah,
I'm scared we were going to get stuck there for a while.
No. This is tangent you're on about, mate. Have you listened to the one about fishing? We didn't talk about fishing for very long.
No, it was was that the great
Basking
big
shark one.
mouth of a basking shark? Yeah. To be fair, I had a feeling we'd go some places because, as you say in the description, this is now an episode of 3 men with varying neurospices.
Yes. Well, I mean, we always deliberately pick our guests as also neurospicy people.
Also, we only have like 3 friends, so like we've only got one more of these in us, and then it's
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing. The mentally ill attract the mentally ill.
Yes, most of our friends have neurospice anyway.
Well seasoned.
Anyway. I hope you've enjoyed. Once again, send a prompt to tangentpodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram at going_on_tangent. Theo, did you get that?
Was that at going_on_tangent?
Also, I would just like to say it's tangentpodcastideas@gmail.com.
Did I not say that?
No, you said just tangent podcast.
Gotta type that next email address.
That one was taken.
Anyway, but until next time, I'm a poopy butthole.
I'm into Vor.
I got vored by the multiverse.
We'll see you next time.
Bye!
We just moved the mic away. Fucking dipshit.
Don't ask the goblin in the corner of the room. Don't look to me for advice.